How you going, guys? It's another Saturday afternoon here. We just had a big thunderstorm. Everything's saturated, so we're not going to do any cleaning or anything like that. I've waited for the rain to stop, and I've just run around and fed all the birds quickly, gave them all fresh pellets, fresh fruit and veg. They got some papaya, kale, sprouts, carrots, capsicum, pumpkin, corn, sweet potato, chili. Everybody got the same this week. These guys, you can't really see. Oh, yeah, you can see a little bit. There's 2 eggs in there. These guys just chilling out. So we're going to do a little bit different video this weekend. Instead of showing you all the other crap, I'm going to show you a little bit of hand feeding this week. I'll have a quick look up in here. No. There won't be anything in there. This bloke's all saturated from the storm. Green, black. Yeah. Might try and flick the lid down here quickly. See if we can spot anything in here. See if I can slide it out. I don't think there'll be anything in here, but we'll have a quick look anyways. I've got my little shield thing here, but I'll stick the camera in there first. Watch out for my fingers. Can't see too much. No. It's alright. Shut the lid. It's a little bit sticky from the rain. What are you doing? You still cranky at me? Still cranky? What about you? Go down and check the lorikeets quickly. See what these guys have been up to. They've got their powder and their apple as well. So we'll quickly flick the lid. There you go, 2 eggs. That's alright. So leave them guys be as well. There'll be a couple more weeks before these guys should hatch. Hopefully. Alright. Now we'll go and get ready to do some hand feeding. So I kind of stuffed up the other day a little bit. Usually when I put my leg rings on the birds, I do it around sort of within the first week. But being Amazons and new to them, I didn't know much about them or sort of how big they were going to be. I had them last year, and I didn't put a ring on that one's leg, but the rings that I ended up buying the other day were too small, and I waited too long, so I'm not sure what we're going to do. I'm thinking about painting their toenails at the moment to tell who's who, and maybe doing the DNA test that way until I get some new rings coming in. But yeah, my fault. I waited too long. Yeah, let's go inside and we'll check out the babies and do some hand feeding. How you going, guys? So it's actually Sunday afternoon now. Let's fast forward 24 hours. So we had some crappy weather yesterday and some hillbilly family members turn up to visit. So I've actually come out the back as well to record the rest of this video because it's a little bit noisy inside at the moment. So with the DNA test, I'm not actually going to do it today. I've got to find a new ring to go around their ankles somehow, so they're a little bit too big for the rings that I've got at the moment, so I'm going to leave them for the next couple of days, which is alright. You can DNA test them anytime you want, really. So I'm not in a rush. I've got all the stuff anyways, but yeah, I'll just find a better ring for them so I know who's who. But yeah, as for hand rearing, this is pretty much the stuff that I've been using. It's NeoCare. It's the little baby parrots. It's got all the instructions and stuff on the back of it. It makes it pretty easy to mix up and understand what you're giving to your birds and how much they need, sort of thing. Yeah, that's the one that I stick with. I find it works the best. It's pretty good. I've got a 50ml syringe, which is a big one. I don't know, I just like using the bigger ones. Instead of pumping it up every 2 seconds, I can get sort of 2 to 3 birds going at once with this little thing. This is my little spoon that I put on the tip of the syringe. So it just goes onto the tip like that, and you hold onto the bird's mouth. I'll show you in a sec anyways, but that's pretty much all we use. Yeah, so I've got my kettle and that boiled already. So I'll get a couple scoops of this out. It's got a spoon in there already. So it shows you on the back all the instructions, how many scoopfuls you need, but I've sort of got a rough idea what I'm doing now. So I sort of go with about 2.5 to 3 heap spoonfuls. That's normally enough. Something like that. I've already boiled my water. I've got some cool water over here so I can get the temperature right. You've got to give it to them at a certain temperature. It doesn't want to be too hot. It's kind of like feeding a baby. Too hot, close to boiling, you're going to burn somebody. So you want a little bit cooler. But just want to mix a little bit into that for now. And then I like to use a spoon just to sort of massage it through, get all the lumps out. Just keep massaging it through, keep adding little bits of water so you get the right consistency. I'll show you in a minute. I sort of do it by eye. But yeah, it needs a little bit more water already. It kind of smells like arrowroot biscuits a little bit. A little bit more. The sun's coming back out now, so it's probably going to make a shadow everywhere, make it hard to see. So yeah, I'll keep mixing that through for a second. I'll just press pause for a sec. So after a minute of just mixing it through a little bit, that's pretty much the consistency that I'm looking for. It's not too runny, it's not too thick, but there's definitely no lumps in it at all. That's pretty much ready to go. So I like to stick my finger in there. That's pretty, it's not cold, but it's not hot, it's kind of warm. Perfect to give like to a little baby. Oh, stick that down there for a second. Pull these little guys out. Oh. And that's it. Let's do it. Let's stick my syringe in. Try not to get any bubbles. Too much air. There's a little bit of air on that. It's alright. Sorry for bumping the camera. So there's about 45 mils in that at the moment. Put my little tip on the end. And then we got one of the little babies. Before they all wander off too far. Where are you going? We'll start with this guy. So they're already used to it already. But I just like to grab the side of their mouth a little bit. You can already see they're trying to have a go. They're pretty hungry already. So yeah, I just put the tip in their mouth. Hold onto the side of their mouth a little bit. That's it. Just little bits at a time. Don't want to give gets on too fast. I prefer using the spoon because I'm not comfortable sticking the little syringe, the little tube down their throat. Sort of worries me a little bit. So I just spilled a little tiny bit on his mouth before it dries out. Got a little tissue, give him a little wipe. So it's a little bit hard to see, but you can see that I've just gone from about 45 mils down to about 35. So this little fella here, he's had 10 mils already. We've got the next fella. 10 mils is just a little bit. They'll probably have about 40 to 50 mils each. So same for this little guy. Sorry for the bad camera angle. I'm watching my syringe as I'm squeezing it down a little bit, little bit, little bit, little bit, little bit. Alright, that's enough. So what are we in at? About 25 now. So it's another 10 mils for this guy. And we'll move over to this little fella. I don't know if I can change my camera angle a little bit. So maybe you might be able to see that a little bit better. But yeah, just grab it by the side of the mouth. Put the little spoon in his mouth. He's already going for it. And then a little bit. Little bit. Little bit. I sort of keep my fingers on the side of the spoon as well so they're not hitting the sides of their beaks too much. Bashing up their mouth a little bit. A little bit. A little bit. A little bit. A little bit more. Finish it off. Good job. So that's one syringe gone. A little tiny bit of water in that because we're sitting outside and it's drying out a little bit. Give it a quick mix. Quick mix. We'll get our next syringe worth. Try not to suck up too much air. Wipe off. Tip back on. Start from the start. So I've only been hand raising BlueFront at Amazon's for the last sort of 12 months. Just over 12 months, I guess. So when we first got these guys, we were pretty. You alright, mate? I'm trying to do a video here. Yeah, you. Yeah, you. Making all that noise up there. So yeah, I've only been doing these guys for about 12 months. So when we first got them and they first started making all these noises, I was pretty impressed and I thought it was pretty funny. They sounded like little dinosaurs. They look like little dinosaurs, little velociraptors or something like that. So yeah, they were pretty cool. We were hooked on them pretty much straight away. A little bit more for you, young fella. So I had a bloke come here about 2 months ago and buy one of my baby Alexandrians, and he had a little bit of an old wives' tale, that a needle, a little bit of string, and a corkscrew. You can hold the needle and the corkscrew above the bird's head. If it goes round or something, it's a girl. If it goes straight, it's a boy. Something like that. So he did it here, and he told me that he bought that boy Alexandrian off me, and he's taken it to the vet and he's had it DNA tested and whatever else, and it's come back as a boy. So whether that was a fluke or not, who knows. But we tried the same thing here, and going off the old wives' tale, I've got 2 boys and a girl, but we'll see. We'll do the DNA in a couple of weeks and see what it comes back with. I've got to find new rings for their legs anyway. How's that, mate? So a lot of people, well, not a lot of people, but most people like to sort of just feed to a certain, what they've read on the internet. I sort of like to demand feed a little bit, so at the same time as feeling these guys' little crops, I'll show you in a sec, I'll pick one up, but you can feel their little crops and you can see who's had how much and whatnot. But I'll give it a little tiny bit more water because this is drying out really quickly. It's alright if it's a little bit runny anyways. I'm still feeding them 3 to 4 times a day at the moment, so a little bit of extra water here and there doesn't hurt them. When I say 3 to 4 times a day as well, so they recommend doing it 4 times a day going off the internet, but I like to wait till their crops are pretty much empty before I start feeding them again, because I don't want anything fermenting or going off and making them crook in their bellies. So I like to make sure their crops just about empty before I feed them again. So that's why I say 3 to 4 times a day. Sometimes I'll get up morning, lunch and dinner. Sometimes I'll get morning, lunch, afternoon, and about 8 or 9 o'clock at night. Alright, mate. A little bit more for you. The last little bit for this little guy here. So you don't want to get too much air in their bellies either. So that's it. Got 150 mils, 200 mils gone. Give them a quick wipe down so this stuff doesn't stick to their feathers too much. Yep. So you can sort of hands on your feet a little bit. You can sort of see his crop a little bit. I don't know if you can see that. Okay, darling. What about you? Maybe we can see you a bit better. You can see he's a little bit full. He had a little bit more, this fella. Starting to get his little feathers coming through. Same as this little one here. He's got his full crop. See? So, yeah. So that's pretty much it. Oh, little cousin. So I'll take you for a quick walk. It's these guys the next day. So you can see I've got to go through and top up some waters again. Clyde and Scarlet making a mess as well. These guys have pretty much gone through their sprouts, their chilies, passion fruit, all the other bits and pieces. These guys as well, looking into it. So I'll leave these for another day. What are you doing, darling? I'll leave this one for another day. And then I'll be back down here tomorrow and I'll be hosing and cleaning and giving them a bit more fresh stuff, pellets, vegetables, everything else. Same for these guys. Still got a half an apple, a little bit of powder. I'll top their water up in a minute. But yeah, Jed doing wheelies. So that's pretty much it for another week. I'll chase up them rings, the leg bands for the birds during the week, and find out what I'm going to do and what size ones I've got to get, and maybe I might need to get an open one that I need to clamp on, or get a pair of pliers and squeeze on somehow. But yeah, I'll save that for another week or another video, and I'll do the DNA test with it at the same time so we're not getting anyone confused. But yeah, if you made it this far in the video and you haven't already, like and subscribe. Any questions, any tips, any hints, hit me up in the comments. I always get back to you. Yeah, we bought some more wire for the new cage that we're going to build as well in the next couple of weeks, but we haven't got everything that we wanted yet. We've still got a little bit more to go, but yeah, there's a cage build video coming up in the next few weeks as well. But yeah, that's how we do it here.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching. I'll see you in another week.
You too.
Bye.